All right. I'm trying to use this new tripod. Let's see. I used this the other day and I forgot how I did it. God, that is not what I needed to loosen. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Fivie Idiots Talking Toys. It's a collector's podcast. It's Sunday night, our regular slot at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We're here every week with a new topic about the toy collecting hobby. We do our Wednesdays, wins and whiffs of the week, every week as well. You can come on back and check that out on Wednesdays. We also have all past episodes in a couple of playlists on YouTube, so you can go through those and watch past episodes, look for ones that look interesting to you. And we thank you for joining us tonight. Let's bring in the fellows now. We have Lord Walden here with us.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. We have a inquisitive Brandon Alamo. He's doing research for the show.
Hello.
We have Charlie Bean Satchels. And we're missing someone?
Yeah.
Who would that be?
Adam Chitwood.
Okay. We have someone named Christopher who has not been on the show in several weeks.
I half expected to see Adam Chitwood on
here. Chris has been in a tattoo chair for
2 weeks.
2 straight weeks. Yeah. He's getting a full body. What do they call it? It's not a sleeve. Like, what is it called when it's full body? Is there some
blackout?
No, he's only getting it on the his middle, the like his third leg. No.
Well, I heard he had had to get laser hair removal on his back in order for them to redo the backside.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chris is not here, so we're going to move on. But please, if you like what we're doing, support our show by becoming a Patreon member. For a few bucks a month, you can join us over there and get so many benefits.
Who posted the picture of Chris when he had that goiter cut out of his back?
I remember that.
Somebody posted the picture of it.
That he sent.
I put it in an
John drew it on the video.
Yeah, he got so mad. Oh my god.
So he thought that was going to be private forever. Whoopsie.
Nothing's private here.
No.
Everybody says I don't put pics up that you guys send me, so
yeah.
Right. All right. Well, the topic of this episode is something that we haven't really done head on. We've talked about various toy packaging over the years, associated with the toys that we were talking about. But this is going to be about toy packaging. And my idea with this was specifically focused on excessive packaging, packaging where you're sitting there with, some sort of a toy and you look over and there's a pile of garbage 4 times the size. So there was something that we got my son for Christmas, or somebody got him for Christmas. And we're sitting there, a few minutes after he opens this thing, and we're like, what the hell is all of this? What are we doing with this? And we thought, this would be a good episode. So a good topic, I should say. So I just got some examples here. They're not necessarily the toys that we normally collect or talk about, but as everybody's here is a parent. As parents, we now see the latest toys that kids are getting and asking for. And it made me think of, Star Wars first and foremost, right? We collect Star Wars. We talk about Star Wars all the time. Star Wars was a piece of thin cardboard, a card back, and a tiny blister that was, pretty thin plastic. And yes, it was plastic, but you were never left with a lot of packaging garbage afterward. I mean, even the Millennium Falcon, you open that up and you've got a cardboard box, corrugated, a cardboard insert, and we weren't recycling back in the early 80s, but it was material that would break down in the earth, so we've gone far away from that with most of the toys on the shelves these days.
Yeah.
So I'll throw these pictures up. If you guys, chime in at any point, if you have some memories from toys that you've collected or opened, or that your kids have gotten, and fits into this theme. But here's something that Charles, I'm sure, remembers. Maybe even Brandon. This is one of those, surprise toys. It's LOL, I think. I think you could see the LOL wrapper.
Oh, yeah.
This is not necessarily the ball, the round LOL, but this packaging, look at the toys on top. It's all little tchotchke garbage. The whole thing is garbage. But when the kid is done unwrapping all of these little segments, they've got a little pile of basically like little charm toys. And look at the pile of garbage that you're left with afterward. Half of it is plastic, half of it is paper or thin plastic, and you're throwing all that out. Like, we're not here to do, save the world, Greenpeace episode, but that garbage is going somewhere. It's just so unnecessary.
So when you actually brought up this topic, I was like, I can't think of anything. Now you just showed me the LOL dolls. I remember these. It was so much ridiculous plastic and like saran wrap and like stuff all over. We would open like this giant thing, and there was this teeny little thing on the inside. It's crazy.
Yeah, and obviously that was the whole point of the toy, was to make it kind of difficult to open.
Yeah,
and for there to be things to open and unwrap endlessly inside. But it's
an endless amount of garbage.
Dolls, I know that there's people that collect them. My daughter would be so hyped up on getting some LOL dolls for a birthday or Christmas. Once she opened them, I don't know that I've ever seen her play with the actual dolls afterward. It was just the experience of opening them for the 10 minutes it took. And then, we even got her like a play set at one point, because we said, we gotta like encourage her to play with these. Like, she wanted them so bad, and she still didn't play with them, and we were stuck with the play set.
Well, it only looks, fun on the opening videos.
Right. And that's really what it is. YouTube videos of unboxing and opening stuff, and the kids want it, and it's 10 minutes of fun. And that's not what a toy is supposed to be. I mean, you guys all remember having all these action figures as kids and Hot Wheels and everything. I mean, how many hours would we play with all of these toys? I mean, hours and hours. I mean, every day for years we'd be playing with these toys. Our parents got their money's worth out of them. It kept us busy for a long time. This toy is worth 10 minutes. That's it.
Yeah. Look at Brandon. He's still playing with the toys.
Still playing with the toys. Yep.
Yeesh.
look where this came from. Asshole design. It's so funny. I guess that's a Reddit that I found this from, through some searches. But this is another one. I mean, for anybody who's not familiar, all those little pink plastic bags in the bottom left corner.
Look at little drug baggies.
Yeah.
They were like little like blind bags.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're opening all of this stuff. I think everything you see on the screen here is garbage. And like that little container behind the Reddit logo on the right is like the handful of toys you get out of it.
So I just don't understand now. Everyone's trying to be environmentally conscious, and they are trying to make things with less plastic. But yet every toy that I open for my kids, it's just filled with plastic. Like even the action figures, it's an action figure in a plastic tray with the accessories covered in tape in a plastic tray. And everything's just plastic. And even the little plastic little clips that hold the action figure or the remote control car in place on the cardboard is made out of plastic.
Yeah, and those ones you're talking about are hard plastic.
Yeah.
I don't know that makes it less or more recyclable. I don't know, but I mean it's a significant like thick piece of plastic. Now, I don't know the story behind this stuff. I don't know if you got somebody from the company, they would tell you and show you some proof that this is some kind of different plastic that breaks down easily. I'm not saying it is or it isn't. I'm just saying this is this is the primo example of a pile of garbage you're left with.
And what's funny is that go back a second, Shane.
Yeah.
The last one, that little pink oblong thing in the right corner, it looks like a pill packet.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Well, and here's another one. It's some sort. I mean, I guess this is LOL as well. That's what it looks like. But this doesn't even have all the wrapping. Like all the wrapping that you see in this photo, the plastic on the top left corner is the actual outer wrapping that you see on the shelf. This doesn't even have all that in it, and you see how much garbage there is on top.
So I'm just going to tell you, in between 2020 and 2022, LOL started to use what they call Earth Love plastic that is easily recyclable.
Recyclable.
It's not a surprise. They would have had to do something because after this stuff came out, probably around like 2016 or 17 or something.
Earth Love.
Yeah. I mean, the press was probably so bad for these reasons.
You can probably recycle just about any plastic, though, right?
No, I think there's some that is. I mean, there's all those different symbols, different numbers.
Yeah,
there's
some
some stuff that's not recyclable.
Okay. Yeah, some like break down like really fast, and some take forever to break down.
Yeah. All right. So moving on. These are just some examples. Again, these are not toys we care about or collect, but this is another surprise toy of some kind. I mean, the toy is on the right side there, I think. It's just a doll. Look at all these little bubbles. Look at the wrapping, the box. I mean, I don't know what else you get in this, but it just looks like a giant pile of waste.
Yeah.
Capsule chicks.
And what are you going to do with the capsules? You toss them, right?
Yeah, I mean, here's another Reddit egregious packaging. It's a funny Reddit. I actually went into it, and a lot of it is like Amazon shipping you like a small item in a giant box. It's just ridiculous packaging.
I mean that like coincides with what we're doing, though.
Yeah,
they do that. They do that. A giant box with a teeny little thing in it.
There was one woman in this exact Reddit. So you guys can go on there if you want, who ordered literally a single bottle of nail polish. And I swear to God, they put it in a box that was like 30 inches by 18 inches. And it was just, there was no bubbles or nothing. It was literally just banging around inside the box. Like it was ridiculous. So, I mean, that's human. That's a human being or I don't know, maybe it's a robot at Amazon warehouse. Shipping, but this is actually designed by package designers. I mean, and toy companies. That's where the egregious part really comes from. This, I don't know what this toy is, so forgive me. I just saw it and I was like, I mean, that is another great example. It's some sort of an outer box, and all this crap in the middle is garbage. Like literally, it's just packing garbage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I mean, think about how long it takes you to open that and all the twist ties and everything. It's kind of ridiculous. Now, here we get into a little bit more of where we kind of live. These are 6-inch figures, DC Multiverse, Marvel Legends. So I don't know how you guys feel about this. Obviously there's paper, there's plastic here. We've all gotten figures at some point that come in packaging like this. We've seen collectors in the groups that we're part of who save all these boxes. I mean, if you have 100 of these, you're taking up a whole closet. Yeah. I don't know why you're saving these things. I think they think that they can like repackage the figure, and if they ever want to sell it. I mean, it sounds insane to me.
I mean, repackaging maybe, or they're thinking that, that package is going to be worth something like card back would be worth.
So,
but honestly, like that, look how much room that takes up. Why would you save that?
Yeah.
So there's the piggyback off that. when I put together my Stranger Things Lego set, and I had the box, and I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do with this box? So I'm like, hey, you know what? It is kind of cool. Let me just save it. It's been in my attic for like a year or two, or whatever. I just looked it up literally this morning just to see how much just the box sells for. Nothing more, just the box sells for like $50 to $100 shipped.
I believe it.
Sometimes saving the box is actually a good thing.
Well, you make a good point. Lego is a box that you save.
Yeah, Max Rebo.
Yeah.
Like a Max Rebo box.
Right. Lego is something I know to save. We got my daughter a really nice, and for us, like we don't do a lot of Lego, a nice Lego set for Christmas. And then I told her right off as soon as she opened the gift, I said, when you open that, save the box, because at some point you're probably going to want the box because it's a really nice box. Nice picture on the front. I said, if you ever break down the set, you can put it in there and kind of just tuck it away,
Yeah.
But Swamp Thing, X-Men, I don't know what you're doing with these.
Probably not worth anything, but
no,
I think some people do buy the like when they get tired of displaying it, they'll put it back in the box and they'll sell it as an open box.
Right.
It's worth more. It's a little bit more than on the modern figures, it's worth a little bit more than the open box.
Look at the size of that Swamp Thing box. Who has room for that?
That thing is giant.
Well, I'll tell you, when I was selling my 6-inch collection, there was my figures were not open. They're all mint and box sealed. Like there were very few figures I opened. I could probably count on one hand the loose figures I had. So at one point, I had somebody who spent a lot of money and bought, I'll say like 30 figures, and he didn't want to pay for all the shipping. 30 figures. You can imagine the size of that box, or even 2 boxes. He wanted me to open all the figures and send him the figures and the accessories. And like he was, that was part of the deal. And so I said I would do it. Let me tell you, sitting down and actually opening 30 Black Series figures, I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah.
I got through about like 6 or 8 figures, and it took me, half an. I wanted to like call the guy up and say, "Never mind, forget it." Like I don't want
you took a huge risk too, because if he gets him in and he's like, "Nah, I don't want him."
Well, it was a Facebook sale, so it was like it wasn't through eBay where he could get the money back by just filing something.
Was it like from the family?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was like through a Black Series Star Wars group, just kind of like our groups now. So I was confident with that, but by the time I was done opening all these figures,
forever,
I was miserable, and I said to myself, you don't ever feel this when you just open one figure at a time. But nobody sits down and opens 30 of them at once. Like that doesn't happen. But I hated it. This is kind of a funny example. I guess this is a My Little Pony figure. I'm not aware of this. I don't know if you guys are, but apparently there's toys out there that are called like confetti bombs. And you open the toy and there's like a secret hidden bunch of confetti. So you like rip, kids rip the package open and confetti just explodes and goes everywhere.
It doesn't sound fun.
So this is somebody, I guess, who knew, and they opened it carefully. That's all the confetti that would have gone all over their house, which, that doesn't really amount to a lot of waste. But what an annoying experience having that go everywhere. Another just... pile of action figure boxes. What do you got in there? Is that Avengers? I can't. It's there's X-Men. I think it's more 6-inch figures. Lots of garbage. And I don't know how you guys feel about this. I don't know what they would do differently. We know that we all hated when Hasbro went to the no plastic, and everything was hidden inside of a box.
Well, that was mainly because people would take figures out and swap them around and take the figure.
Well, yeah, maybe. They did it under the guise of trying to save plastic.
Yeah.
But, yeah, maybe.
Well, like these new figures, like this X-Men 97 figures, the new Marvel Legend figures. You know, you talked earlier about how we just had just the blister on the card.
Right.
This is like impossible to open because
That's got the plastic like inside the cardboard,
it's
right?
inside, like it's folded over right here. You can see the kind of like the spine of a book.
Yep.
And then it's sealed over here, and there's a hole in the middle around the figure, and the blister is on the inside between these two plies.
And there's like a part of the blister that's like the size of the card, right?
Yeah, well, the blister, you can see that you can barely see. I don't know if you can really see it or not, but you can see the outline of the blister inside the card, like the flange of it or whatever around the inside of the card. And they're impossible to open unless you just slice it open.
Right, you got to destroy the whole card. Yeah.
Huh?
Can you open it for us?
No, but I did have this. I found this a second ago. This is the one that it's ROM, and basically what I did was I just sliced the open.
At least you didn't destroy the litho behind it there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
what are you doing with that?
I'm one of those that I'm a hoarder. So I'm just going to keep it until whenever. I don't know.
Well, listen,
Until when? John, until when?
What?
How long are you going to keep it for?
I have no idea. I mean,
you could
I may
save
throw it
the
away
card
next
back.
week. Huh?
You can save the card back. Just get rid of the blister.
It's worthless.
But it's one of those. Yeah, I mean, it truly is worthless. But
throw it away.
I like it.
Can you do it on camera?
I like it.
Can you throw that away?
Listen, out of all people that could have room for extra packaging to save, John's got so much room over there. He doesn't have a house full of toys and collectibles that are supposed to be selling at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
All right, so back to the slides here. This is now. I knew I had this example. This is what Brandon was talking about. It's obviously it's a young kid's Peppa Pig toy, but these little hard, thick plastic pieces that have the toy screwed into the package. So not only is this infuriating, coming from mildly infuriating group, to open as a parent. I mean, your kid wants to open this. All of a sudden, you got to go run and get a screwdriver to get this thing out of a cardboard box that you should be able to get it out easy. And then there's plastic bubbles and extra junk. But this adds to the frustration. This one is. I understand this is the packaging that they chose to go with. They probably feel like it magnifies the gimmick of this toy. Apparently, this is a toy line. I wasn't familiar, but World's Smallest is a toy line of some existing toys where you can get a little mini version. But I mean, look, what a waste. And of course, you see that you got to cut this thing out with a knife.
World's Smallest with the world's biggest packaging.
Yeah, and I grabbed a couple of these so you guys can see. Look at this tiny monster truck in something that's 20 times bigger than it needs to be. And whatever the heck this is, here's a
thermal detonator.
Yeah, world's coolest, world's smallest, whatever. I even remember the old school glowworm.
Yeah.
That you would sleep with and it would light up. Like there's a little mini one of that too, but I didn't grab that picture.
No.
You have the mini one?
No, I have the full size.
Oh, okay. And here's a random, but here's a pretty good example as well. It's a modern Transformer. It's in a box that's 3 times bigger than it needs to be. And I get that it gives them some real estate to put the logo and some cool graphics, but think about how much shelf space. And I guess this is not that new. It's got a Kenner logo on it, so
it's like CAS when they put stuff in an acrylic.
Yeah, think about how much shelf space that takes up in the store. And these companies are paying for shelf space.
Yeah,
it's dumb.
Yeah, some of the new Transformers though, they've kind of redone the packaging on them.
Yeah.
made it more ergonomically sound, I guess.
I at first I thought this was pretty recent, but now that I see the Kenner logo, it's got to be what? I mean, 15 years old. When did Kenner get sold?
Well, I mean, Hasbro bought Kenner, so I think they put Kenner logos on.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
They're still using Kenner. Gotcha. All right,
Yeah.
so maybe it is not that old. And I just thought this was funny because my wife and I hate kinetic sand because the kids love it and they think that it's fun to play with in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get freaking sand everywhere in your house. But this is obviously not the same vein of what we're talking about. But look at the packaging. What you the kid or the adult thinks they're getting.
Yeah,
a whole bucket of sand, and look how much sand you actually get.
Not even close.
Like you give this to a kid, and they sit there, and you these little ball of sand in the corner of the bucket, and it's ridiculous. But also that goes to show you, like how overpackaged this is. They give you a big chunk of plastic that you don't need to play with this much sand, and then it requires them to put it in a big box.
Yeah, half of it's probably already ground into the carpet.
Glitter, slime, and kinetic sand are the enemy of all parents.
Yeah.
I don't know what this toy is. I don't know if this is a surprise toy for boys, but I mean, just nuts that you get this little robot, this little, transformer, whatever this is, and it's just a giant pile of garbage comes out of it.
Something that I've noticed a lot, and there's nothing to do really with the packaging, but it's kind of how they're making toys nowadays, is if you get my son would get a lot of remote control cars, and he goes through them like every 10 minutes because they'll break and all that. But every time we get one, the controller always has a screw that you have to unscrew now to put the batteries in.
Yes.
And it drives me crazy.
Because kids can't do it.
And it's a little tiny Phillips or something.
Yeah, I'm like, why are they doing that? Why are they making everything so difficult now to open the battery compartment?
Yeah. I'll tell you, like from the moment my kids were, a couple of years old to where they could have changed the batteries themselves, because growing up, we never had batteries in the house. Like it was always like, oh my God, the remote died. It needs 2 AA batteries. And it would be like a 30-minute search fest through the house. Like, oh my God, what can we take batteries out of? Like, where can we find? And once I became an adult, I said, I'm not doing that. I want a mass pile of batteries in my house. I don't ever want a need for a battery. And my kids have the freedom to use as many batteries as they want.
Yeah.
So, but let me tell you, I keep a little mini screwdriver right in our kitchen drawer for their whole lives. Yeah. Everybody knows you go there, you got the mini screwdriver, and you can do your own batteries, because I can't deal with it.
I don't know why they do that. Maybe so you don't lose the cover, or so that kids can't change their own batteries out. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's so maybe the batteries don't fall out, but you do make a good point. I do like that it's hard to lose the cover, because that was always a problem with us, right? Like,
yeah,
even with like Star Wars vehicles, if you lose the battery cover, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Oh, these things.
I
have these things all over my backyard.
Really?
I hate these.
I love these.
Now, listen, I'm sure they're fun. If you like the activity, I get that. But my kids are not allowed to have these. Like, somebody brought these over for a pool party, like as a gift for my kids. And I literally wanted to kick them out of the party. Like, turn around, take your balloons, you're out of here.
Shane's pool filter doesn't
so
work
much
anymore.
time.
It takes an entire year to clean these up out of your yard.
It saves so much time, though. Like, you don't have to tie every single. It ties it itself.
I understand Charles. I understand the concept of these balloons. The point is I don't want neon garbage all over my property for 12 months. But I did grab this not just because I hate these, but it does fall into the vein of what we're talking about. Like, yes, it is fun for 15, 20, 30 minutes for kids to run around the backyard. But when you're done with there's no toy left, and all you've got is garbage all over your property.
You grab these?
The photos?
Yeah. Is that your hand?
No, it's not my hand, but
Yeah.
this person, I thought it was funny because they were like, I thought I was getting, a whole ton of balloons, and as soon as I open the package, like there's this big empty spot behind,
They're all on the floor right there underneath them.
No, I don't. I think that she might have multiple packages because these aren't even open yet. Like they're still in the blisters.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it's opened.
Yeah. So she was saying it's like, a packaging trick. You think you're getting more than you're really getting.
Kind of like a bag of potato chips.
Yeah. And cereal these days.
Yeah.
But I did grab this photo because I was like, it's in the same vein as like, hey, I opened have all this garbage and now I'm left with a little tiny toy. You're not even left with a toy here. And kids will never, ever clean these up. It's all parents have to deal with it after the fact.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. Here's the reason that we're doing this episode. My daughter and my son, they like MrBeast. They don't watch his videos all the time, but he did that game show, I think, on Amazon or Netflix or whatever.
Yeah, awesome.
They love the game show. I watched a little bit with them. I think, MrBeast does some good stuff. I don't know all that much about him, but now he has toys, apparently the chocolate bars are delicious. I think I tasted one at one point. I'm okay with that. Like, you want to sell chocolate bars and it's good. It's a quality candy bar. Fine. But now he's getting into toys and I'm thinking like, oh, okay, whatever. But these things are, I think I saved these downstairs. Oh, and you know what? I didn't even bring up the main thing, but they're like test tubes and they've got like a top, like a screw top on them or whatever. I don't even remember exactly what you have to do. I think you have to fill them with water and then
water and the little bag disintegrates and then you're left with the two beasts. Yeah.
So you're left with, you could kind of see the size of the toy. You're left with a toy, this big. And then when you're done, you've got two thick plastic test tubes and the packaging that's all around them. And it's just, everything is garbage except like something the size of a Wicket Ewok. Smaller.
And there's 85 of them to collect.
Oh my God. So he got some of these and I'm watching him do them. And then I'm like, okay, all right. It's interactive. You got the water. And then I'm looking at the pile of junk and he's like on the other side of the house. And I'm like, what are these part of the toys? Like, what do we do with these? So, there's a whole bunch of them. This one is, I don't know, got 12 of them in here. Excuse me. But what really caused this episode is this MrBeast Lab Mutators. I'm kicking myself right now because I saved this thing and I meant to bring it and have it in my hand. But when I tell you, like, here's a water bottle, this is like, a 20-ounce water bottle. It's bigger. The mug is bigger than this. It is, twice as wide as this. And you fill water like in the green thing on the side, the handle, and the action figures inside. And then you like twist the top and it like rotates and it rotates to like the clear side. And the stuff inside is like all a color, like blue liquid. It turns into like blue liquid or whatever. And then, a couple minutes later, you pull out the action figure. The whole, and it's like a 5 or 6 inch action figure. So I know I'm not giving you scale, but you pull out like a sizable figure, which is cool. But imagine what size this mug is that the figure is inside. The whole thing is garbage. And it's like thick toy plastic. It's not thin at all. And I can't believe like MrBeast is always like, seeming like a good guy, giving people money, helping charities. I know he's, promoting his channel and stuff, but the fact that he's selling these to kids and you're left with this giant piece of hard plastic garbage. I said to my son, I said, this has to be part of the toy. It has to be. And he's like, no. And I guess you can put the figure back in there, but there's nothing fun about it. Like once the figure's out of there.
Can you drink Kool-Aid out of it?
I was going to say that. You can use it as a cup.
Yeah,
I don't think so, because
Shane will drinking his beers out of it.
this is actually the one my son got, I think. And the blue thing on the side is not a handle. It's a test tube that very easily slides out once you open this up.
I wouldn't drink anything out of these. These things have all sorts of chemicals and stuff.
Yeah. I am so mad that I didn't bring it upstairs because I saved it for this episode, but it is a giant thing. Like I could not believe that this was not part of the toy and that it was garbage.
Well, here's the difference between now. I mean, we're such a wasteful society. During the Depression era, they used to have like jelly jars and snuff cans, and flour would come with towels attached to them, and you could use the jelly jars and stuff like that to use for glassware, to drink glass, to drink
and people
water
would use those containers for everything. I mean, my grandfather would use those those tin containers for screws, nails, washers, everything.
Yeah. I mean, my grandparents, my dad's parents are from Alabama, so both of them, both my grandmother and my grandfather, dipped snuff, like the powdered snuff, came in glasses, like plastic glasses, and they use the glasses. I mean, I've drunk out of snuff glasses.
No wonder why you're drinking Sun-Kissed Zero. Yeah, no wonder.
But I mean, for that generation, my grandparents' generation, they grew up in the Depression, and that's what they had to do. I mean, they had stuff would come in that would have plates with it, and that was your serviceware.
Yeah, and there was the thought was no waste. What can I repurpose? And I think it went both ways. I think that the companies, the manufacturers, made things with glass and tin purposefully because they knew that there was some extra value there for people. They could reuse that stuff.
Yeah.
And I have some of those French mustard glasses, those vintage glasses with Star Wars figures on them. They sold mustard in them, and people kept them and used them as juice glasses afterward.
Yeah.
And I have some of those. And I think that that's a cool aspect to the fact that not only did they have mustard in it, which is such a random, weird thing to put Star Wars on, but I love the fact that they then turned into glasses. There's not necessarily a top to it that is awkward or whatever. I mean, you could literally use them. Yeah, so totally I like that.
Shane. These are hunks. I mean, I didn't think about it, so you just brought it up, but the amount of plastic that these MrBeast toys come with and how it ends up in the trash or recycling is insane, because we've bought a lot of these MrBeast things over the past couple of years.
Okay.
And they end up in the trash because my wife finds them all over the house and she throws them away. But
yeah,
you're totally right. Tons of plastic there. He had a booth at Comic-Con, and they were handing out toys to kids, like in the packaging and all that, and candy bars and all that. So, I mean, I love his marketing. I love the colors that they use and all that. I guess the amount of plastic they use is probably bad, but
I'll tell you, I don't know how that action figure on the screen, looks to you guys and looks to the viewers. I'll tell you, once he opened it, I was like, this is a pretty cool action figure. Like, yeah, it has, a lot of different poses you could put it in. I don't know that it's, the best made action figure. It's not, I don't think it's supposed to be a $35, adult collectible level, but I said, oh, this is a pretty cool action figure. But I could not get over. I mean, this thing is bigger than my head. That's how big it is.
Yeah. And it's funny, we tell ourselves that we're not wasteful and stuff because we don't throw trash on the ground anymore, but it's piling up somewhere.
It really is. And I was, out of all people that could have, I mean, if this had been just a toy company with no person's branding on it, it would be, a shame. But the fact that it's MrBeast on here, and I know that he's known to be like a good guy, and he tries to be helpful. He whatever he does in his life, like he's always trying to help people out, and obviously he's making it all for content, but he's got a good persona. The fact that he's putting all this garbage out in the world, I was shocked.
Yeah, and what's funny is like, I don't know if you guys ever watched Mad Men. Anybody watch Mad Men?
Mm-hmm.
The most shocking thing to me on the whole series was like the first thing that shocked me was when they were had a picnic at the park, and they get up and they just leave their trash on the ground and get in the car and leave.
Oh, really? I don't remember that.
I was like, holy crap. We used to do that stuff. But the America used to do that stuff. But
remember cigarettes? I mean, I don't feel like I don't know about you guys where you live, but I don't feel like I see cigarettes very often on the ground anymore. But I mean, remember when we were like teenagers? You would see cigarette butts everywhere.
Yeah.
So in some areas we've gotten better, but in some areas we've gotten worse.
Yeah. With packaging, it's insane.
I was really shocked about this one. This one was like, I couldn't believe it wasn't part of. I said, "Is this part of the play set?" Like, I couldn't believe it wasn't part of the toy. That the toy was like a third the size of this giant, thick piece of garbage. Garbage plastic. So, hey, for anybody out there who's gotten these for their kids, please comment below. And I'm not trying to make a thing and target MrBeast, but do better. This is awful. Do better. I understand it's supposed to be fun that you're pulling this thing out of like a mutation chamber, but this thing is garbage 5 minutes later. No kid is playing with this. It's not part of the toy. I don't know what the official statement would be. Oh, it is part of the toy. My kid had no interest in it. And it sounds like Brandon's kid had no interest in it, once he got the figure out. So do better. Comment below. Let us know what you think if you know this toy.
Yeah, make it a part of the whole experience, not just the opening of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, that's my spiel. Toy packaging, and we can revisit toy packaging in the future, in different ways. But I was just kind of disgusted that we even had a couple of these toys in the house, and we're contributing.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
But I don't know that the average person would know, buying that for someone, that the thing that they're holding is garbage. Like, it's just a figure inside. Like, it feels like a toy. It feels like a heavy thing. But nope. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode, boys. Let's see. Every Sunday we're on. Every Wednesday we're on. Lots of episodes you can go back and watch on YouTube. Yada, yada, yada. Support us through Patreon. And Chris, is he done with his full body blackout yet?
No, still getting it.
He's still getting it. Who's doing it? Javier?
No.
Yeah, same guy who cut Raul.
Raul, right? Raul, yes.
Yeah, same guy who cut his hair.
Yeah. Well, he does his hair. He does his body hair. Greg?
Yeah, it's Greg.
Has it ever been Raul?
For his hair, maybe, but of the tattoos, it's Greg.
Yeah. All right. Well, see, Charles is getting butthurt because this is his tattoo guy too. So he doesn't like us calling him the body haircut barber Raul. He doesn't like that.
Exactly.
So all right, fair enough. All right. Well, Chris is going to be a different skin color next time he's on the show. Full body blackout. Is he doing like the dragon tongue? Is he getting his tongue split or anything?
Ooh.
That's a good look.
I just know he's getting something on his lower back. That's it.
Okay. A tramp stamp.
A dragonfly.
A dragonfly. All right. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Fivie Idiots Talking Toys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.